Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas was designed to be one of the most technologically advanced cruise ships in the world. And whether you pay attention to all that amazing technology or are just looking for a relaxing vacation, today I've got a full cruise ship tour of Anthem of the Seas up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and today we've got a look at Anthem of the Seas, one of Royal Caribbean's Quantum class ships. Anthem of the Seas first joined the fleet in 2015, and she combines first-class style, exquisite dining, and original entertainment to provide an incredible cruise experience. Anthem is the sort of cruise ship that has something for everybody to enjoy, whether you're new to cruising or an established veteran. Just looking at Anthem of the Seas, it really becomes quite clear that there's a lot to see and do on board, but first-time cruisers will find the experience easy to navigate. In fact, Royal Caribbean designed the Quantum class ships with first-time cruisers in mind. Anthem of the Seas usually splits her time between sailing out of Cape Liberty in Bayonne, New Jersey, during the fall and winter months, and even some of the spring. And then most years, she heads over to Europe in the summertime to offer cruises from Southampton, England. Of course, that could change in any year, but this is usually how it works. But Anthem of the Seas has primarily been sailing out of the Northeast U.S., offering cruises from Cape Liberty over to the Bahamas, up to Canada, and even down to the Southern Caribbean. It really has a varied itinerary option, which is really nice for folks who are in the Northeast and don't have to fly for their cruise. You can just simply hop on board and enjoy that. So if you're trying Anthem of the Seas for your first cruise, or it's just your first time sailing on her, we've got a look at everything you need to know about Anthem of the Seas with a full walkthrough tour. Let's get started. We'll start off with the pool deck. Anthem of the Seas has 16 passenger accessible decks, and we're going to start off with the top deck here on Anthem of the Seas. This is the pool deck area. Of course, if you're on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, you're pretty much used to the fact there's a dual pool deck situation where you have the lower pool deck and the upper pool deck. The lower pool deck is where you find, of course, well, the pools. There are a couple different pools you can choose from. The first one is the general pool. This is an outdoor pool that's available to all guests, and it's, of course, lifeguards available there as well. You're also going to find whirlpools and hot tubs to enjoy. Now, if you're looking at this video, this was taken actually on a cruise out of Southampton, England. So the fact it's a little gray out, well, that's pretty typical for England. But if you're on a cruise of the Caribbean, plan on much sunnier skies. In fact, there's also a kids splash area if you got younger children who want to enjoy some time, not necessarily in the pool, but enjoying some of the facilities there. You've also got the whirlpool thing. My kids call it the toilet bowl, where you just go around and around and around, and they love it. I don't know, but they just can't get enough of this thing, where you just basically swim around in a circle, but kids seem to enjoy it, so it might be something for your kids to enjoy as well. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Royal Caribbean pool deck without, yes, complimentary soft serve ice cream, frozen yogurt, whatever you want to call it, and it's available for you with no additional cost during your cruise. You just go up there and they'll give you as much of it as you would like. You also find the sky bar on the pool deck. Again, pretty much a Royal Caribbean staple where you've got the bars near the pool and you can enjoy that. Something I like about the Quantum class ships are some of the seating areas, especially with the shade above you. It's not indoors, but it's got protection from the sun, so it's nice to be able to kind of relax over there. And you've got a movie screen also on the pool deck of Anthem of the Seas. If you go up to the upper pool deck, there's a lot more seating here. Typically, most people that are up here are looking to sun themselves, tanning, taking a nap, both, whatever the case may be. The nice thing with the upper pool deck is you get more of a breeze as well. But there's a lot of seating on that upper pool deck. And of course, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the big kahuna here you see up top, which is the North Star. Yeah, the North Star is really a big feature of the Quantum class ships. And right below it actually is, again, another sun deck that you can enjoy, a little more seating there. And there's a bar near the North Star, aptly named the North Star Bar, where you can get plenty of drinks and enjoy a cocktail or two with the view. This bar tends to be a little less crowded than the sky bar below, so grab your favorite cocktail, enjoy it, and take a look at the views around you because it's really nice. But the North Star is a really incredible feature on the Quantum class ships only. It's an observational pod that can take you up to 300 feet above sea level with views all around. Now, the North Star is sometimes complimentary and sometimes costs extra. It depends if you're in port or at sea, and again, this can vary. But typically what happens is when you get a ride on here, it will take you up slowly. About a dozen or so people can go in here, and it is air conditioned inside, don't worry. And it can take you to give you some fantastic views all around. It's a very slow moving experience, and the whole thing maybe takes about 10 or 15 minutes, but it allows you to see some incredible views all around your ship. I think it's definitely a must do, especially if it's complimentary. If you can get one, you can book rides on the North Star on the Royal Caribbean app once on board. Next up is the Suite Sun Deck. So if you're staying in a Grand Suite or above, there is a reserved sun deck just for you for being a suite guest. This is an area of the ship, again, with reserved seating for suite guests, something a little more of a option for them to have that's separated from everybody else. And the nice thing about, of course, the Suite Sun Deck is you probably don't have to compete for shares because it's a lot less crowded. All right, let's get back down to the pool deck and head over to Johnny Rockets. So the nice thing about Anthem of the Seas is they have a Johnny Rockets, but unlike maybe other Royal Caribbean cruise ships where you have a cover charge and more of a sit-down experience, this is more grab and go. So here at Johnny Rockets, you pay for the food you order, similar to Izumi, which we'll see in a little bit, where it's more a la carte. So the nice thing about this is if you just want a burger or a milkshake, you can stop in, order that, and be on your way, which, by the way, is also coincidentally my favorite combo. You get the milkshake and the burger. Love it. One of my favorite things about the Quantum class ships is the indoor pool. The indoor pool is climate controlled, totally enclosed, which means if it's raining, cold, or extremely hot outside, doesn't matter. It's perfect conditions here in the indoor pool. The indoor pool is available for all guests of all ages, and there's a hot tub and a regular pool and a little bit of a waiting pool for very young children. And again, I like this because I like the climate controlled. You know, I'm not looking to necessarily get a huge suntan when I'm out in the pool. I'm also looking for it not to be super hot or super windy. And if it's raining, this is what's so great about the Quantum class ships is that there's always going to be a pool for all guests available no matter what the weather is, which is really important. There is a bar by the pool here as well in the indoor pool. Now, the roof theoretically does retract. I've seen it happen like once, but I wouldn't expect it necessarily for your cruise. But again, it's climate controlled. There's a lot of seating here. And when we go on Anthem of the Seas, we usually end up in this pool primarily. Again, it's a little more comfortable. I just prefer it. You'll also find the towel station here in the indoor pool area. So, of course, towels are complimentary. Do not pack towels. You don't have to bring any towels with you from home. They'll have them available to you. They're complimentary. Just grab and go and just return them when you're done. Now, there's another indoor pool on Anthem of the Seas in the Solarium. The Solarium is an adults-only area of Anthem of the Seas. In fact, every Royal Caribbean cruise ship has a Solarium area. It's for guests 16 and above. So the families have access to an indoor pool, as we just saw, and this is reserved for adults. And I gotta say, the Solarium on any Quantum class ship like Anthem of the Seas is absolutely beautiful. I think it's the best looking, aesthetically, Solarium of any Royal Caribbean cruise ship. I just love the multi-level setup they've got with the pools, the foliage, the views you've got of the ocean. It's just a really pretty setup. And yeah, it's still fun to go in the pool as well. You've got some hot tubs. So, you know, what's really great about the Solarium is it's an adult enclave. It tends to be a little bit quieter than the main pool, and there's obviously no kids, so there's a little more seating available for you. There's also a little fun feature here on the front of the ship. It's a swing. Yeah, you can go over here and get some selfies and maybe just enjoy the view. But the Solarium is really known also for its nicer seating. It's a little more cushioning to each of the seats you're going to find here. And in general, you're going to find the Solarium to be, I think, more of a quieter spot. And because it's enclosed as well, it's climate controlled, which makes it a little bit nicer. The Sunshine Bar is also available in the Solarium. This is, of course, the pool bar for the Solarium area. So get your favorite cocktails, whether it's mojito or a daiquiri or just a rum and coke, and you can enjoy your drinks here. And, of course, your drink packages work on board. You might be wondering, is the drink package worth it on a Royal Caribbean cruise? You know, they're not cheap, but they can save you money, especially if you drink every day. It just depends how much you can drink. I mean, if you're talking just cocktails, of course, it includes more than just cocktails. You're looking at, 6 drinks or so per day to make it worthwhile. You're also going to find the Solarium Bistro restaurant in the Solarium area of Anthem of the Seas. Now, Solarium Bistro is available to all guests, so because it's in the Solarium, you can still bring your kids in here. And it's available for most meals. Actually, a great spot for breakfast. And for dinner, it's also open as well. It's a great alternative, and it's complimentary. So why not? I like it because think of it kind of like as a hybrid restaurant. There's a buffet aspect to it. You can also order for dinner other foods, but it's just nice to be able to kind of mix and match, and it tends to be a lot less crowded than other restaurants. In fact, if the Solarium Bistro is open on Embarkation Day, it is a fantastic alternative to the Windjammer because there's a lot less people coming here because, quite frankly, most people don't even know it exists. A favorite secret of Anthem of the Seas are the bridge wings that you can check out. This is my favorite spot to get your selfie. If you're gonna take one selfie, and let's face it, you'll probably take more than one, this is the place to do it because these bridge wings jet over the side of the Solarium. And so basically you just walk to the front of the Solarium, and on either side, you'll see doors lead out to it. And it's a great spot to see where you're going, get your I'm the King of the World photo, or just, check out what's happening. If you're doing sail in or sail away, this is also a great spot.